Two-man game, TMG, get the news fast, AMG, game of two boxes. Name two boxers that hit as hard as this. Yeah, we're cutting to the truth, no, there ain't no narrative. Eyes up on the cup this year, hear the stadium erupt this year. For my team, TMG.
Tranquilo. That's it. Just relax, man. Just relax. God of Israel. Good to be back. Don't know when the last time I recorded, to be honest.
Hey.
You have to blame Melo for the quality of this episode because he made us record when Messi is playing. He made us record. He didn't. This is a guy that intentionally made sure that Brazil was not playing for us to record the episode. Hey, the next episode is whenever Brazil play. Whoever Brazil is playing, that's when the next episode is happening.
I tried to get on Sunday. Guys wanted to reschedule. That cool.
Because they tried to do it at 9. You know my life now has changed.
I tried to get before now. I want to get.
Yeah, when he said 5, I was more like.
But everyone's living busy. Everyone's living busy lifestyles. I mean, it's a group stage game at the end of the day, and it's still in the background. And obviously, Josh is a bit irate because his Fogo has missed the penalty because he's such a car when you need him the most. But yeah, but especially outside the Barcelona comfort blanket, even with Barcelona comfort blanket. But anyways, yeah, I don't mind recording when Brazil's playing, just as long as it's not like a critical game. Like
this is a critical game because we could be going out. We could be going out.
Quarterfinal. Well, hopefully our team do what they're supposed to. But like quarterfinals plus, they would be playing at the same time. But round of 16, the final game against Cameroon, you can't be playing. But yeah, I mean, Josh is so irate, forgot to even introduce this episode, so I'll take the lead on this one. Episode 93, 7 away from the big one. Who won the chip in 93?
Hey, that was a Bulls chip.
Bulls chip.
Actually, 94, yeah, Bulls chip. Yeah, last of the 3-peat.
Last of the original 3-peat, the first 3-peat, when Jordan was still in his athletic prime. Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah, flipper now. What's going on with you today?
Hey.
Yeah, flipping Brazil fanboys over.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So talk to me. I mean, let's start.
It's been a while since we last linked up, obviously.
Yeah.
When I actually prepared the episode for Sunday, which was me, I even were doing the topic. I even had dark horses. One of the dark horses is already out, and then the other dark horse is facing the brink of elimination. So, you know how things change. Things be changing in the course of the time, and
you gotta be agile. You gotta be mobile. You know they're saying the workplace these days. You gotta be agile. Are you agile in the mind?
Technically, yeah. Well, right now, man.
And you pivot. Shout out Pivot Podcast.
Shout out to them, man. They did a thing. They spun off I Am Athlete. I don't know what happened to the demise of that podcast because I was doing big things. But
was actually gone down the drain.
Don't know, but the quality of it's
I'm not hearing about it as much.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that used to?
Brandon Marshall.
He's not even on thinking anymore.
He's not on First Take. I don't know. He's not even on First Things First and all of those things.
Not First Take. First Things First.
First Things First has changed around. It's Bouchard and Nick White. Nick White. I saw him talk about football.
Yeah, I saw him. It was very interesting. When are they ever gonna get?
Americans don't know football. Dad.
When are they ever get a credible? What's it called? Analyst.
It doesn't work in the UK. That sensationalized opinion-based show doesn't work. You just have to stick to the podcast. No one's gonna sit down and watch it unless it's a podcast.
Yeah, it does when the people that podcast do it, but with the analyst wise, I mean, UK and Britain are just too rigid.
You can't have a random man on the street being the BBC studio doing it.
No,
you don't have personality. That's not what we're in. That's not what is on in the UK.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit too rigid. I mean, like they're not really for the trash talk and stuff and then embellishment. I mean, yeah, you can't really on that.
They do have their trash talk. It's just hard talk, isn't it? When they're throwing at each other, like they love it. They love it when you get stuck in and all of that. That's what they love.
With Britain, it's all between the lines. Like they're not like up front with like the Americans would be with the sensationalism and stuff like that, and the blase and that sort of stuff. That's one of the differences between the cultures. Well, yeah, who's gonna win the World Cup?
Argentina.
You can't even say that with a straight face. You know what's crazy? Because Argentina would have a first favourite or second favourite. By most accounts, they were just slightly below Brazil. And the thing is, people are going to rewrite history and say the Argentina team were terrible. And if they don't have a good World Cup, and if there's certain someone doesn't perform to the levels that people expect him to, they're going to try and rewrite history. But obviously, I was here, I know. Argentina were one of the favourites in conditions and climates that are more beneficial to them than other European countries. So it's only really Brazil that's one of the powerhouses that, this favours them. And Argentina appear to be wetting their bed so far. Hopefully for them, they can change their destiny. Hopefully for Messi, he can change the destiny, hopefully for Argentina. But let's see, if Argentina do flatter to deceive...
flatter to deceive?
Yeah, they do.
You know what? The omen of the 35 game unbeaten, I sometimes it's good to get off the back because you don't want that momentum of that, because sometimes the pressure of that is good. We got it out. Saudi Arabia beat us. Happens. You lose games, unfortunately. Everyone loses. But now we got that off our back. Messi came through with that moment against Mexico, the best moment of the World Cup so far, due to the pressure. His team was on the verge of going out, and he stood up like the superstar he is. The touch was a very good touch out of his feet, and he got the ball and struck it in. Obviously, well done to them. But even though I'm an Argentina guy, and I'm backing them to win it, I don't have a lot of faith. I'm only going with the strength of my conviction, the courage of my conviction at the beginning. Who I would say the most impressive, I think Spain has been the most impressive team. Technical patterns, the technical way of play, they've just been the best team. Even against Germany, even though Germany managed to get the point, I was really, really impressed with Spain. The subs actually stopped Spain from pushing on. I think Nico Williams and Koke actually disrupted the play, but when Morata came on, that was the best. That's the best period of play I've seen, the highest level. And Spain actually what Spain are doing, which is different, is the speed of movement. The speed of movement of the ball. They're not functional. They're fluid. They're playing the game the way people want to see it.
That's good. I like that analysis. However, Spain look good. They're probably joint third for me. But the thing with Spain, even watching that Germany game, the patterns are playing nice. Pedri, Gavi, ballers. The centre, they have a soft centre.
They do.
The keeper shaky. Rodri, very great. Is very good to great DM. Centre back, I'm not really convinced. Laporte, he's decent, a bit slow. And Busquets, that soft centre. Busquets, Rodri, Laporte, they're all really slow. And a game like these days, teams like to press, energetic, dynamic. Those guys are slow. Pedri and Gavi can get around the field a bit more. But even though they do press, they're not known for. That's why they contribute to the centre being soft. Hold on, and you have the centre up top. He's a good striker. That's obviously fell up the foot at the centre stuff, and I can see they give up good chances. And I've named the goalkeeper, the two centre backs, the DM Busquets is past. That's 4 guys. That's 6 guys in midfielders. The centre soft, so I can see them. Even though they outplayed Germany still had a lot of quality chances.
Yes. And
so I can see, Spain, they're coming against a decent team. I'm not sure what their pathway is like, but if they back up a Brazil or France, even at England, those sort of teams that have real, shakers and movers on the top end of the pitch, I can see them get hit on a break all night long.
But the thing is that Spain has, they can play possession football, they can keep the ball, they can make the game frustrating, and then they make you only have a few chances. Yeah. Unless you overpower them, which Germany did. Germany matched them. Germany actually played them in the middle the way you should play them. But, for example, France played 2 in the middle. They played Rabiot, Tchouaméni, and Griezmann. They're not going to overpower you. They're not going to overpower your centre. Maybe Brazil, but you come with Casemiro, Fred, and then Paqueta. No, you're not going to get overpowered in those matchups. Germany's a really bad matchup, as in they have runners. Kimmich, strong. Goskets, strong runner, powerful. Gundogan, smart, intelligent, and also is a man of stature. Like that's not a great opponent for them. Someone like England might be tough because England have runners, quite powerful in the middle with the guys they have. The thing is that England they're technically really poor and they move the ball really slowly. Mm-hmm. That's why I wouldn't say that Spain should be in trouble. But if we got Rashford running at it's tough.
Rashford, Saka, Foden, Sterling.
Running out their defence, it's going to be techie.
Hey, I haven't forgot the fullbacks. Jordi Alba, who's the right back these days? A Carvajal.
Carvajal. I don't think Carvajal. It's not Carvajal, is it?
It was Aspilicueta.
It's Aspi.
Aspi the first.
It's
game.
Aspi.
And the second game was Carvajal. It started. I mean, this bit built perfect for the counter attack to hit him on the break and to hit him with pace and power and stuff. I mean, which is what leads on to my next point. The African teams and the sub-Saharan and those sort of teams. They're really physically. They're showing physical football can be, you know.
Well, PMP, man. When you have pace and power, man.
Effective.
If you have pace and power, you can outbody in the midfield and you can run. Football is it's a pull pen. It's not in the corner. It's a perfect height for a keeper. And that's the second save from Szczesny.
So to go on
keep on the compliment to tournament.
You know, segue.
Don't be talking about Messi.
I told you, ever since he missed that penalty against Chelsea, like almost 10 years ago, I think the year Chelsea won the World Cup. No, it's not World Cup, Champions League, sorry. His penalty record has been. No,
yeah, I'm not. Messi on the pens thing. He's not an elite. He used to be, but since Czech found him that day, it's not been the same.
He missed a lot of high-profile penalties.
He missed the penalty against Real Madrid last year, which kind of cost them.
He missed the penalty before he won a Copa.
Yeah, he misses pens. That is human. There's got to be one weakness in your game. Hey, man, Pele's better than him at that. Maybe R9 is better than him. Maybe Ronaldo definitely better than him on the penalty thing. But it happens. People miss penalties.
I mean, no. Messi's weakness is that he has no error threat.
He scored one of the greatest headers of all time.
I mean, his free headers are fine, but he has no error threat.
Well,
that's his weakness.
Yeah, I can say.
It's not a glaring weakness because obviously that's not his game.
His game is not in the air, so luckily, fortunately for him, it's not like what makes him a player. I mean, obviously he's not a complete fool. He's not what you would say Pele or CR7 or those guys.
I mean,
how about Arne? I don't think Arne was a header man.
No, he wasn't dominant in air, but he wasn't weak in air. If that makes sense. Like I was saying, Henry wasn't dominant in air, but he was useful. Like that's Messi's just glaring weakness.
We'll talk about R9 too. One of the greatest World Cups.
His right foot used to be a weakness when he was young. He improved, and his right foot's very serviceable. But yeah, I mean that's Messi's glaring weakness. Everything else he ticks off to a very, very high degree. And Ronaldo doesn't have a glaring weakness, but like there's a lot of attributes.
How about Henry?
We'll touch on it after. Messi, there's a lot of attributes that Messi and Pele have over, and Maradona have over Ronaldo. Ronaldo doesn't have a glaring weakness. Pele had, you know, I will say this, but you know, he's the most complete forward that's ever been.
Yeah, his glaring weaknesses that is old.
Yeah, I mean, he's the greatest forward, but shout out Pele, you know, prayers up for you. But yeah,
is he alive?
He is.
Why are you saying prayers up for him?
I know because flipping, he's gone into hospital
again.
But it's looking more serious. Heart problems and chemotherapy. They said he's proven ineffective. So yeah, he's you know small forward.
Maybe past when Brazil win the World Cup.
Just pairs up for a minute.
In 2030, but they're not winning it this year.
But me, I mean,
I
hope Brazil win.
Obviously. Oh my gosh.
Obviously, that's my team. It's been my team since 2002.
Brazil and French guys, weird guys, man.
I hope. For me personally, like even being unbiased, they look. You see them in Spain, but I'd rather go for them because they played. Obviously, Spain's a bit weird because Spain played probably the worst team in the tournament in Costa Rica,
and they pounded them
and they battered them. Then they played one of the better teams, even though Germany bit off form, and they drew. Decent performance. I think with them, Spain, and obviously before today, France lost to Tunisia, obviously with their C team basically. It was you know Spain, France were right up there. But for me, I hope Brazil win. And to be fair, Brazil have looked the most solid. Scored 3 goals.
Can I just say something about Brazil?
Even without their quote-unquote best player, which I want to say something controversial, I guess, is that...
Don't say it.
I'll say it.
Don't say it.
No,
I'm not here for that.
I'll say it because I genuinely believe it.
You know what it is? It'll be a travesty if Brazil win without Neymar because...
Of course it would be.
But you say your point and then I'll say what
I mean, like I said, it will not surprise me whatsoever if Brazil win this tournament without him. They won a Copa America without him. And I've always said this about Brazil. When you do watch them, people may disagree. I don't know how this happens. I don't know how the managers not sort this out. Same with what you see with Argentina now. They force the ball to Messi and Neymar too much. Especially Neymar, they force it to him too much. Like, as in too much. So much. That a bit similar to, you know, LeBron, they play the LeBron system. And other guys play the LeBron system, but they're not as good. Like Westbrook tried to do it before. And Harden tried to do it. And Luka does it now.
Luka's just as good.
Only certain players can play the LeBron system and win.
Yeah,
not everyone could do that. Luka, we'll see. But
He's got the Western Conference.
he can be successful, but will you win? LeBron is that good; he could do it. But even then,
To be fair,
even then, people think LeBron didn't win to the same level that they expected him to win because he plays in the LeBron system. When he comes against really strong teams, IQ who are coached properly, yes, LeBron will still have a great tournament because he controls the ball and he's smart enough to manipulate stats. He's that great, but his team will still lose.
His usage rate is not as high as the guys.
It's not, but they play the same. If you look back in the annals of time, it's more the Oscar Robertson system. That's what they're doing, dominating the ball, getting great stats across the board. But Neymar, go back to football. Neymar's not that good to play that system. At the end of the day, he's a bit too selfish. Like even though Messi plays a similar style, Messi's more selfless. Messi's more efficient. Messi's more productive. If you go back to Maradona, but those guys are just better players. So they can play that system and still prove it to be a win. Obviously, when Messi in his pomp, in Barcelona, they didn't really do that. It was more of a free-flowing offense. But obviously, Messi was the best player to go more touches in the ball. If Neymar played a more style like that, then yeah, you get the best out of him. But Neymar, in my opinion, is not that good to play that system and still win because Brazil have a lot of weapons, and when you play with Neymar, those weapons are marginalized, and if Neymar doesn't have a great game, everything just falls out, and that's why I believe it wouldn't surprise me if they win without Neymar. To be honest.
Anyway, this is what I want to say about Brazil and the culture of Brazil. They've sold us a lie. They play in colourful kits. They dance. They have carnivals. They bang their drums. But they're just one functional team. The most functional team in the tournament. They just play functional football. They're anti-football vibes. I'm going to go. The team that told us samba. They told us skill. The advert in 2002 and then the changing room. Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, all those men. These men that we grew up on. Those men that said ingenious moments. Yeah. Oh, Brazil. It's a travesty they win without Neymar. It tells me the game is going away from ingenuity. The skill, the creativity, the imagination. The players that used to get you off the feet. It's going away from that. We need Neymar to be there. We need it for football. We need it for the next generation. Guys like Pep and those men, they've overcoached the players. No one shows their mind. Everyone has to play intricate patterns. Everything gets controlled to the final detail. We need a Messi. We need a Neymar. We need a player that can make moments out of nothing to win this tournament.
Yeah, but let's go.
Not functional men like Mbappe. Not functional men like Vinicius. We need a man of pure creativity, ingenuity to come and shine at this tournament.
Yeah, well, those guys have been weeded out of football. I mean,
no, we need them back.
For the most part.
Yeah, but football comes in cycles. Soon football will be so overcoached that you need someone that thinks outside the box.
You have to break the lines.
Yeah, break the lines. It's coming round. I just need this for football. For football, we need this. We need a man of creativity. We need a superstar, a creative guy, a genius to come forward.
Well, it seems like the best players right now, or the next best players right now, are Mbappe, Haaland, like you said, Vinicius. Those guys are functional players. They have skill quality.
Vinicius got some wiggle.
Yeah, I mean, got scores, got some quality, but they're not to the players of old that had ingenuity, creativity, flair off the scale. They're not those sort of players. And if you go back to Brazil, most Brazil teams that have been successful have had that sort of flair. But the '94 team was a very functional team.
Like Romero.
They had someone like Romario, but they were very functional, very defensively solid. They weren't as flairful as the 2002 team or the '70 team, definitely. The '62 team, Pele got injured. It was a bit of a mixed match. '58 team had a bit more flair. Yeah, but yeah, those guys have been weeded out for the time being. So we'll see if they can a new crop of